Okay, for today's lesson, we're going to work with the midpoint formula. The midpoint formula, which is written over here, it basically just gives you a formula that if you have two endpoints of a line segment, or just two random points on a graph, then you could figure out which point was directly in the center of those 2 points. So the midpoint, the middle of that line is the midpoint. Okay, so to find that mathematically, we're going to use the midpoint formula and calculate what that would be. The first thing you need to realize about the midpoint formula is that pretty much the only thing that's going on, you add the two x values together and divide by 2, and then you add the two y values together and divide by 2. And what that does is you take the average of your x values and the average of your y values, and the resulting point would be your midpoint, because the average of two numbers is the middle number between the two. So if I'm writing this out into the formula, first thing I need to do is label the numbers in the points. Now, you won't have to do this after a little while, but to begin with, you need to understand where the numbers are coming from. So this first point, I'm going to use the point furthest to the left over here as 0.1, so that would mean my x1 would be the x value of this point, and then my y1's the y value of this point. And then you have the same thing going on with the other point, only now that's your second point, so x2 and y2. So what this means is my x1 is -3, my y1 is -3. Then my x2 is my 7, and my y2 is 5. That allows me to put the numbers into the formula and calculate. So my x1 was -3, and my x2 was 7. And again, those come from here and here. I'm going to, don't need that parenthesis, divide by 2, and that'll give me the x value of my midpoint. So then I do the same thing with my y's. My y1 is -3, and my y2 is 5. I'm going to divide by 2 to take their average. Again, those numbers came from here. y1 is -3, y2 is 5. And now I can just do the math. -3 plus 7 is going to give me 4. That's going to be over 2. And then -3 plus 5 is going to give me a +2. That's also over 2. So now I can just divide them. So my midpoint is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then 2 divided by 2 is 1. My midpoint would be 2, 1, which should be right around here. And this isn't to scale, but you can kind of see how the middle of this line is right around this area. Guys, that's really all we're doing. You can use this video over and over while you do your work, but we just got a short assignment today. It's multiple choice, and you're just taking the average of the x's and the average of the y's. That's really all you do. If you need additional help with this, send me an email, and we will see about when we can get together on a Google Meet through Google Classroom. Just send me an email if you need a little bit more additional information regarding this assignment.